Hey, it's Dawn here. Welcome to this little nugget. If you'd like the full video, go to the Interro Talk playlist on my main page. Enjoy.
There we go, 70.
So they wouldn't live together.
I don't think they're living together. Truthfully, Danny and I got divorced in the last 2 years, and they separated in the last 2 years, so
Okay.
I'm fuzzy on the
And
details.
that's okay. You were going through your thing, and they were probably going through theirs.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat have any insight on this? I forgot about this too. I kind of just one of those things I didn't remember, but we've seen so much of Ruth Markel, and she's been coming out and speaking about this horrendous thing. She's written a book. Phil and Ruth are there for all the trials, and they're together, and their daughter Shelley, Dan's sister. So, I mean, it may be true, maybe not, but just out of curiosity. And Antoine, I will give you the answer to that StreamYard question shortly. I got you on that. No problem.
I have that skirt.
I have that skirt.
I'm usually more fun than this.
I'm way more fun than this. I have that skirt. This is a classic narcissist move, and there's a few more coming.
He has a sister that he's really close with.
Is she in Canada? What's her name?
Her name's Shelley Markel.
Is Shelley short for something?
It's not.
Okay. Does he have an EY in there? Or is it
No, it's Shelly. I'm sure you do this all the time as a job, but like I cannot believe this is happening.
It's not a normal situation to be in, and it's never easy or anything like that. So all your emotions and stuff you're feeling are okay right now.
They're so worried about my kids. I don't know how I'm gonna tell them what happened.
And you know,
They're so little.
and you know, it is difficult for high school kids because they're such realities.
They love their dad. I'm sorry, you can ask me questions.
No, you're fine. Talk to me about what you want to talk about.
It's fine. I'll tell you what you
No, you're good though. Like, I want to be here for you too.
I just like I can't believe this is happening. I don't understand and I'm very scared because if this is gonna happen, like what if someone's gonna come after the kids? Like who did this and why would they do this?
And from what they're missing, they haven't had any indications of that.
Do you think someone can watch the house where I'm gonna be with the kids tonight to make sure that nobody comes after us?
We'll discuss kind of that type of stuff. I'm gonna make sure that they know all your concerns and fears.
Okay, so pause.
Okay, and I have something to add too. Go for it.
It's like, where is all this sympathy for the kids coming in? It took her a full hour to ask about her kids to start with. And now somebody new comes in and it's all about how scared she is for her kids. Like, I feel like she's trying to gain sympathy from somebody new. And like, look at me, I'm such a great mom. I'm so scared for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird.
Well, yeah. And I mean, whether she was involved or not, she could be having these thoughts. One of the things, and it may be because this is the victim advocate, so now she feels like she can open up. But yeah, it's showtime, man. This is showtime.
Yeah.
I got that impression too. One of the things that was revealed when the person who was with the man who shot Dan Markel, who ended up pleading, getting a deal.
Mm-hmm.
He said he thought the idea was so ridiculous and horrible, and he actually had a conscience about it because he had children and whatnot. But he said he suggested that they just go rob Wendi instead of murdering Dan. So if you think about it, they're dealing with some people who are willing to shoot somebody for money. She could legitimately be afraid right now. What's next?
Sure.
And evidently they knew her identity. There's that's up for debate a little bit, but just wanted to add that in there too. So some of this stuff, are they going to come to her house and and Mazzy says Dan and Ruth are divorced. Okay.
Okay.
But they're together as far as supporting Dan and supporting one another, I think, regardless. Okay, thank you, Mazzy. And Antoine, it was at that moment when the interview switched, she realized she messed up. Yes. What do you think about that, Katie?
What does that mean?
There was a pivot. She has time to think about some of the things she might have said or done wrong in the previous hour. So we're into this by an hour and 18 minutes now. And we have about 15 more minutes for today's show.
So she's trying to correct with this person what she.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Aw, thank you, Antoine. If you're in the chat, thank you for dropping your like. Yes, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here, chatting. And hopefully you're watching because we're going to be doing this every Monday. Oh, and by the way, we did Tuesday again today because I had a cat hospital day yesterday all day. So yeah, so normally we'll be here on Mondays, and I think that's going to work out because there are other great channels that I've mentioned who do drop content, but I don't think we're stepping on anyone's toes with Mondays. If that's the case, please let me know because we can adjust that. So thank you. All right, let's keep going. That's really it. Again, if you're listening, Katie is not familiar with this case. I obviously am, for what it's worth. And so we're trying to get fresh eyes on this. And it's very interesting, Katie. What your thoughts are.
Right now. I know it's hard.
I don't know how I'm going to tell them.
You know, I can tell you this. I think it's going to be best coming from you. Your mother. You seem very educated and put together. And it sounds like you've gone through a lot the past 2 years.
And the kids have been doing so well with everything. They're really like happy, well-adjusted kids.
Can I just jump in real quick and mention, I don't know if you remember this earlier on, but she did ask the detective, is there somebody who can help me talk about how I'm going to break this to the children? She asked for that earlier on. Now, that may be because she's familiar with the resources, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't think I would be asking about that if this was especially if this was a full-on surprise. To actually ahead of time ask for resources on how to break this to the kids.
And he's not dead.
And he's not dead yet. I'm sorry. They did say he might not make, he probably wasn't going to make it, or he wasn't going to make it. I don't even think they said probably, but yeah. So that also seems a little bit, oh man, how am I going to deal with this on my own? Her mothering skills seem a little bit, she needs her mom a lot with her mothering skills. She doesn't want Dan involved, despite her protestations that he's such a great guy. So a great father. So anyway, I just wanted to jump in with that. If anyone has any thoughts about what they would do if they were in this situation, would you be asking for help already to how to tell the kids about what happened?
Totally people their life
Sounds
that
like you all are
love
doing
them.
the right thing.
And I get why I would be a suspect, but the idea that we were divorced, but the idea that I would ever do anything is like, I understand why they need to check, but
I get why I would be a suspect. So now she's going from telling the kids to, I get why I'd be a suspect. I don't think innocent. Do you think innocent? Okay, chat. Okay, Katie. Do you think innocent people say, I get why you suspect me?
No.
While you're being recorded and everything, man? I don't know. I also thought it was interesting that the advocate said, well, you seem like an educated, put together woman. I think you can handle telling your children, right?
Yeah.
So why is this such a problem?
And it's a victim advocate. So why is she bringing up that she's a suspect?
Yeah, she keeps saying she keeps thinking she's a suspect. Oh, here, and Antoine says the same thing. Why does she think she's a suspect? She was told several times that she wasn't. And she just said, I can see why. Again, we listen. I'm going through this tooth and comb because my thing is believe people when they say something.
Yeah.
Right? She knows she's a suspect. She should be. And she knew the children were safe, as Mazzy just mentions. So,
And so I have kids and I have a husband. We're mostly happily married, but he was in a stupid car accident a month ago, and he sent me a picture of it, and it looked really bad, and he said, I'm not hurt, everything's fine. I was able to find out within 2 minutes where it happened, not from him because he's busy with other things, and I got the kids in the car and we went to him.
right.
Like, the kids needed to know that he was okay, and I needed to know he was okay,
Right.
and I didn't want him sitting there dealing with it alone. So, like, no, no, I wouldn't be worried about having to tell the kids. You just do it.
Right. You just do it. You don't talk about it.
No, you just yeah.
take care of these things. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very weird at best.
Yeah.
At very best.
Okay.
Okay.